Hello, Brave Awakened Ones. Veronica of Higher Realm Holistics, certified integrative holistic health nurse, spiritual counselor and guide to lightworker Sherpa, empath, intuitive, clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentience, all the clairs. Author of the children's book How the Caterpillar Flew, A Journey of Self-Discovery, available on all major online book retailers, including some bookstores, Barnes & Nobles in South Florida and in Atlanta and in Boston. Thank you, Patreons. Thank you, subscribers. Thank you, everyone who participates in my webinars and clients and everybody. Thank you. As you notice, it's quiet. So we got some quiet time, okay? So I want to take this quiet time to address because everything is so intense right now. And I'm like just coming out of a stupor, trying to keep my eyes open to do this video. It's around 3 o'clock for the past couple of days is when the energy hits me, where I start seeing little sparks around, and I start feeling that incredible draining, like it comes down like a sheet. Just doing that, I can feel it. Just but I can't take a nap because the baby's taking a nap, and I want to take opportunity to do what I got to do, get some work in, especially now. Being prepared for this tremendous gateway that's opening, that is very connected to Saturn, the North Node, the South Node, Capricorn, and Cancer. And yeah, Saturn has a bad rep. But if you guys go back in some of my videos, I did a few videos about Saturn and Saturn energy. We even did a healing for Saturn. We even did that with the violet flame, because Saturn called upon me to get people together to help it. I mean, it's a great divine being, but it's connected with the dark negative 4D beings, the enslavement of Saturn energy to subjugate Earth. Okay, so that was what was going on, and Saturn made it very clear to me that it's going to be, you know, facing the North Node. That means shining a light on that. It's like reward. And Saturn is the taskmaster for dang sure. That is the tough daddy. That is Saturn. And daddy's gonna reward you, or daddy's gonna punish the heck out of you, and your punishment fits the crime. That's what it was told with me. Your punishment fits the crime, so do your good deeds. Your good deeds equal your rewards too, what you put into it. Okay, so you know, if you got reason to be scared, then you be scared. But I'm not, because I know where I stand and where my heart lies and how much work I've been putting in. And for those who did that meditation along with me, that spell, the conjuring and stuff, the violet flame to help Saturn and Earth, you will reap the rewards of it too. Trust me, Saturn is going to reward you. And the message I got while I was cleaning up my kitchen was literally Saturn coming in and saying to me, just now I got it, was saying to me that he is coming online. I'm saying he because he is a masculine energy, because gender is a universal divine principle, not sex, gender. So it's a he. It is a male, divine male energy. And Gaia, we all know, is a divine feminine energy. So is Venus. So he is coming online, coming alive again. That is why the rings have been coming apart around Saturn, because those rings are being gone. You know, that's what was used to capture Saturn's energy and enslave it. And like I said in several other videos, I don't want to go repeating everything because I did so many videos on it, that how Saturn was captured and enslaved was during its switchover. It was actually turning into a sun. And that's when it was vulnerable enough for these beings to manipulate it and capture it. But now that time's over. They're fighting it. They're fighting it like heck. They tried to get Uranus to control Uranus, but they haven't been able to, because Uranus is too ornery. It's too much of a wild horse. That's the way it was shown to me. They weren't able to tame Uranus. Because Uranus was not in the middle of any transition. They just thought, we did it with Saturn, let's do it with Uranus, because Uranus energy is control, you know, control revolution, control all these other things. But now with Saturn coming online, coming alive again into its true form, not being manipulated, enslaved anymore, coming out full force, just blasting out full force. Yo, like I said, get ready for a show for the next 6 months. This is the big, turbulent things turning up and out. Come the full the gateway being open in that full solar eclipse. And July 4th is especially huge, which I didn't know until today. I'm like out of breath because I'm trying so hard to deal with the energies. I'm sorry. Sorry, but I can't say I'm sorry because it is what it is, right? Whew, I'm trying to deal with the energies. Oh my God. It's just, I'm getting the vortexy weird feeling again. Because his energy is so strong on me right now. And also, I want to address more stuff about narcissism, because this is the energy that has been used to subjugate Earth. The narcissistic spirit. It's not just energy, it's an actual spirit. Think of the Holy Spirit. The opposite of the Holy Spirit is the narcissistic spirit, which is the spirit of Satan. Okay, that's the spirit of Satan. The same way Jesus, when he went up, after he rose from the dead, as they say, he sent down the Holy Spirit. That is that spirit of love, of the fire of the Sacred Heart, igniting of the third eye, the awakening of the third eye, the igniting of the upper heart chakra, the Sacred Heart. That's what his Holy Spirit did. He, you know, it came alive, you know, as like an entity. Think of it, that is Satan's spirit. Great analogy. Thank you for that. I've been doing a lot with Yeshua and Archangel Michael right now too. It's like working very tight together. That is Satan's spirit, the narcissistic spirit. Okay? And here's how you know how the narcissistic spirit is rearing its ugly head. And you could have a willing candidate or a completely unconscious candidate. There are people, there's stuff coming out of their mouth and stuff that they're doing, they don't even realize they got the narcissistic spirit working through them. Okay? And that is what's going on in this light worker community, the awakened community, the ascending community. If you're not vigilant, if you have a part of you, any part of you, and I'm saying this real straight and serious, if you have any part of you that is open to manipulation, you will be used by this narcissistic spirit. It will come out of freaking nowhere. And there's those who don't know they're being used, but because they have a part of them that is susceptible to that narcissistic spirit, that's just a crack open. All you need is a crack to be open for it to get in on you, for real. It's like, think of like a gas swirling around the atmosphere. Air. Think like air swirling around the atmosphere. If you have the window opened or crack, that air is going to get in, right? Oh my God, I see it behind me. I'm going to try ignoring it. I don't want it to come in the camera. Hello. Sorry, guys. On such a serious video. So just that narcissistic spirit, you have your window cracked, so it's going to get in on you whether you know it or not. Now, how you know somebody's completely consumed by it and taken over by it, there are different ways. Now, the three things, like, how can I say, characteristics of the narcissistic spirit. Jesus put it very clear. What did Jesus call Satan? The great accuser. That's one. It's the great accuser, the great liar, and the great manipulator. Those are the three characteristics of the narcissistic spirit. It's an accusing spirit, it's a lying spirit, it's a manipulating spirit. And it's all subtle. It's very subtle. How it works is very subtly, okay? Like, for example, a subtle way of it working where the person might not be conscious to what's going on, but they have a crack open, so it's getting in through them to work on somebody else, to try to suck the energy out of somebody else while it's feeding off of its host, the person who's carrying out the deed. For example, the great accuser. That's a real good subtle one, where, for example, in the quote-unquote light worker community, somebody's saying, oh, if it's really for the good, if it's really to help Gaia, if it's really to help Earth, if it's really to help for love, if you're really doing it in love, why are you charging? It should be for free. Never mind the fact that you're putting in thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours into what you do, and hundreds of dollars to each and every time. Like for every webinar, I put in hundreds of dollars. Never mind, you guys know, if you get my material, you see how much details in there, how I spend. It's, if I'm not taking care of like my kid, you know, taking care of my granddaughter or doing some, you know, I'm always doing the work. 24/7, I'm doing the work. So it's like to sit there and be like, oh, then you should be doing it for free. And you guys do, I do know, I do things for free. Especially when it's the collective energy, everybody that's needed to put in, like what I'm going to be doing July 2nd. But it's like, I could say that a million times, oh, it's for free, it's for free. And for the ones I've done for free, I've always had several people accuse me of being selfish and greedy and blah, blah, blah. You're not a real light worker or this. Oh, why aren't you doing it for free? And it's like, did you not see the letters in caps that said free? And how many times do I have to mention it's for free for you to know it's for free? Oh, but that's the great accuser. That is that narcissistic spirit working through them to try to get to me. Okay, and using their energy, siphoning their energy off. So they're easily being manipulated and used. Okay? Now how you know somebody's completely gone, taken over by it? I'm going to use my own mother. I literally got off the phone with her a few minutes before coming here, doing this video, and I was telling her about a family member who might have breast cancer and has to go have a biopsy. Now, this family member asked me to tell my mother, because I was like, are you going to tell her? And she's like, well, I don't know, because, you know, she twists everything and make it about herself. I'm wondering if I should. I'm like, I don't know, especially since you live right next to her. She might find out. You know, you don't want trouble with the whole family, so you might as well just tell her. And she said, could you tell her? And I said, sure, I'll tell her. But just like she knew, I knew what my mother's reaction was going to be. And it was, again, it was all about her. It was like, oh, didn't even ask, oh, wow, how are her kids going to be? Does she need me to come over? You know, what did the doctor say? Mind you, my mom was an ICU nurse for 40-something years, right? She said, well, you know, I have not heard from her in weeks. Not once did she bring up the breast cancer thing. I did not hear from her in weeks. You know, she lives right there. And never mind, this woman's running around with all her kids and everything and trying to work 2 jobs. I'm like, you know, I'm like, well, why don't you ask 1 minute? I said, why don't you ask how she's doing, what you could do to help her? Shh. And then since my mother knows the family history, I asked her, I said, do you know, what's the breast cancer history? What's going on? And no one has breast cancer. I'm like, okay, maybe it's nothing but cystic, blah, blah. Not once did that woman ask anything, how she could help. Not once. So I just hung up on her while she's in the mid of yapping about herself. She calls back 10 minutes later. Oh, I'm going to a church group, and just in case, you can call me on my cell phone. You can reach me on my cell phone. I said, yeah, and she's like, oh, and I'll pray for her, you know. So do you know what the doctor's going to do? I said, no, she's getting a biopsy. We don't know. Once we get the results. Shh, 1 minute. And she's like, oh, okay, just let me know. I'm like, click, hung up. That's how you know somebody who's totally sucked in by the narcissistic spirit, where they're just so self-centered. You could tell them, hey, your child just died, and they would talk about themselves. They wouldn't even hear you. That's how they're far gone they are. So you can't waste your energy on that, except to say next lifetime maybe you'll be prepared for ascension, and that's it. Wish them well. You know, you can't even hate on it because it's gone. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So I just wanted to bring that up so you guys could be well aware and be astute to what's going on, whether you're on the receiving end or on the giving end. Listen to your words. We're in a very, very turn point time right now. We're right there. So you have to be careful as to not allow yourself to give way to that, to the devil, as I say. You don't want to give way. You don't want to bend in any way. You don't want to crack a door. You don't want to crack anything open and allow that spirit in to get you, because it will manipulate you, it will use you, and it will throw you off track. And it also, with the accusing spirit, it will not allow you to forgive yourself for stuff that you did as a child, for things you didn't even know, which is another thing going on when it comes to the whole sexual thing. Okay? That is why children, again, learn through example. They learn through seeing. They're imitators. Okay? So that's why, again, the great manipulator. That is why that satanic, demonic spirit of narcissism is getting into these children as little as they possible, have them in a freaking parade, half naked, around men wearing, you know, freaking ball cocks in their mouth. Seriously, I'm going to come out and say it. So the children could imitate and think that's okay. For example, I'm going to give you a straight example of how kids learn. My 2-year-old granddaughter, she loves to play that she's going to work constantly. I'm going to work now. I'm going to work now. I'm like, okay. She'll go into my room, close the door, come back and say, I'm like, what are you doing back here? And she'll do it 5 times in a row and say, I forgot my charger. I'm like, what? And she'll take anything and make it her charger. I got to get my charger. Where's my charger? Of course, she's imitating her mom or me with the charger. So that's how kids imitate. And they know this. And especially when it comes to sex, because the sexual energy is one of the most powerful, potent energies. And control the sexual energy, control the Kundalini energy. Control the sexual energy, control the Kundalini energy. I want to do another video about that, but not right now because I have interruptions, okay? So, Lady V out, and you can go to higherrealmholistics.com if you want to do my my webinars. You're interested in a past webinar still for purchase, or for a for a session. Okay, Lady V out. Talk to you guys soon again. Bye.